Hi, it's Ra, Rishi Kavi Raghudas from Star Presence Astrology, here to give the astrological forecast for Thursday, September 4th, 2025. Well, it could be just a very weird day, but it's certainly going to be a very active one because of the energies at work here today. So let's call this a weird-active kind of a day. The sun today is at 12 degrees of practical and hyper-organized, often very critical because it's very discerning, but generally service-oriented Earth sign of Virgo. I'm wearing green today here for Earth sign of Virgo. And the moon today enters very early in the day into the unconventional, often visionary, and sometimes just a little wacky air sign of, you guessed it, Aquarius. Aquarius. You can always tell when the moon is in Aquarius because I wear my tie-dyed jacket. The moon enters into Aquarius at 3:32 a.m. Pacific Daylight Time, 6:32 a.m. Eastern Daylight Time, and 11:32 a.m. Greenwich Mean Time. Because the planets are in the early degrees of the different signs, when the moon moves into a new sign, it makes a lot of different aspects right one after another, and that is the case early today, where the moon at 1 degree of Aquarius makes a harmonious 60-degree sextile to Neptune, the planet of dreams and visions. At 1 degree of Aries, it's retrograde, but it's still very contemplative, very meditative, just very dreamy and ethereal. It's a really good time to get up and meditate. 5:52 a.m. Pacific Daylight Time, 8:52 a.m. Eastern Daylight Time, and 1:52 p.m. Greenwich Mean Time. A lot of creative energy there. Just shortly after that, the moon, still at 1 degree of Aquarius, makes a harmonious flowing trine. Nice angle to Uranus, which is Aquarius's ruling planet, and 1 degree of Gemini. Uranus will turn retrograde later this week. 6:13 a.m. Pacific Daylight Time, 9:13 a.m. Eastern Daylight Time, 2:13 p.m. Greenwich Mean Time. That's like the light bulb going off in our head. It can be very visionary in its own way. And shortly after that, the moon makes its conjunction at 1 degree still of Aquarius to Pluto, which is retrograde at, it's right there, 1 degree of Aquarius. 6:40 a.m. Pacific Daylight Time, 9:40 a.m. Eastern Daylight Time, and 2:40 p.m. Greenwich Mean Time. Moon conjunct Pluto is very intense. Not a lot of fun, but pretty intense. You can dive deep. You could be full of passion about them, but it's also good for research, and it's also dealing with power issues. So don't get up on the wrong side of the bed and let somebody kind of whack you into a power play, and certainly don't do it to anybody else. A few hours go by, and then the moon makes an awkward angle to Mercury, the planet of communication, from 3 degrees of Aquarius to Mercury at 3 degrees of Virgo, 11:17 a.m. Pacific Daylight Time, 2:17 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time, and 7:17 p.m. Greenwich Mean Time. Clarity regarding your communications is essential around midday or so. And that's it in terms of the lunar aspects, but this evening we have Mars, a planet of energy and often conflict, at 18 degrees of Libra, sitting in an exact 90 degrees square, a hard angle to Jupiter, the planet of good fortune and expansion, at 18 degrees of Cancer. That's exact at 7:59, well, let's call it 8 p.m. Pacific Daylight Time, 11 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time, and 4 a.m. Greenwich Mean Time. Mars square Jupiter is often found in the charts of athletes. It is a highly active, go for it, take the risk kind of energy. So if you felt like you have been sort of waiting to do something, now is that time. This is one of those go for it kinds of energies, but you got to know what you're doing. Otherwise, things would go awry easily. So as I said, it is a weird but very active sort of a day. It is a reactive kind of day today. I'm Ra, Rishi Kavi Raghudas from Star Presence Astrology. Now, if you would like to have a personal reading with me, you can book it at my website, starpresence.net. Remember, from the very moment that you're born, you've got star presence. Enjoy this day, hey, no matter what.